I would like to invite Mr. Vishal on the stage for their presentation.
Okay, very good afternoon to all of you. This is Vishal Verma. I have completed my graduation from DHU in Geography Honours and my Masters and MPhil from Center for the Study of Regional Development, GNU. So my topic for today's presentation is digital learning for Gen Z and Gen Alpha to achieve Sustainable Development Goal 4 in India. This topic comes under the sub-theme which was written as curriculum reforms to achieve SDGs goal in India. So through that curriculum reform, I want to focus on digital learning for Gen Z, for the people who are born between 1995 to 2009, and Gen Alpha, the current students who are basically in the school from 2010 to 2004. Next. So my structure of the presentation is introduction, objective, methods and procedures, then elements for safe digital education, policy implications, steps taken and way forward and findings. Next. So in the introduction part, as I have only 5 minutes, so I will not focus on the things which are self-explanatory. I will focus on the things which I want to speak about. This is about introduction of my paper, which talks about reforms, then education along with digital awareness and cyber awareness too, because in the era of digital learning, we are more prominent to get attacked by cyber crimes. Then the issues to deal with this digital learning is what issues I want to address is school dropout, gender biasness, technical challenges, availability of e-learning devices and digital device. Because when we want to provide the digital education, there should be means for that also. If people are not equipped with the digital devices, how will we provide the digital education? So first possibility is that we should provide them the digital medium to access that education. So these are the technological solution, future perspectives of EdTech. Then there is a new, medium for the digital learning, which is augmented reality and virtual reality, through which we present the content in 3D view, where students can learn better. Then there is a provision of LXP learning experience platform, then cooperative learning. Then there are various digital platforms like Nishtha, like Diksha, then MOOCs, then there is Shiksha Vani, then PM E-Vidya also, then DAISY content developed by NIOS Next. These are the 10 sub goals of goal number 4, which ensures inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities. Next. These are the research objectives: to present the traditional to advanced usage of ICT, information and communication technology. Because when we talk about the digital learning, we are basically focusing on different tools of ICT, information and communication technology. The next is to study issues and challenges of ICT tools among the students, what issues they are facing, like when they want to handle the devices, electronic appliances, what issues they may face to handle that. The third objective is to find out the trend of growth and utility of ICT tools. For example, during the pandemic, the usage of ICT tools has jumped a lot. The last objective is to assess the parameters of digital device, which I was just speaking about, and e-learning. These are the data sources in India report on digital education. Then McKinsey Global Institute also publishes Digital India Technology Report to transform a connected nation. Then UDICE Plus to access the infrastructure what schools are having. Then Educational Statistics at a Glance, which is published by Ministry of Education. Statistics of School Education and Performance Grading Index, which is provided by Ministry of Education. The methodology adopted is a mixed approach. Wherever we are required, we can use GIS mapping also, and we can use qualitative research methodology also. When we talk about GIS method, we have to deal with the data. So for example, if I want to focus on Diksha project, what digital infrastructure for knowledge sharing, and these are the 4 variables we have: number of textbook QR coded, and Vidyadan, then these are the learning session, and number of Nishtha elementary trainings. I will focus on the only 2 variables because of lack of time. when we want to trace, when we want to present how many number of textbooks through GIS method, we can get this choropleth map, and we can present that about the state just C382 to 790, the Maharashtra gets the maximum number where number of textbooks are coded, QR coded textbook. These are basically the energized textbook. Whatever the NCRT books we are having, these NCRT books are now QR coded. You just need to scan the book and you will get the digital content. Next is, this is the second variable, Vidyadan, so number of e-content contributed and uploaded. Here also you see that the South Indian state, they are more prominent to contribute their knowledge and videos and learning materials on the portal. Now these are the four objectives which I wanted to explain. The first is usage of ICT tools. When we talk about ICT tools, this should not be this very much manifestation of the old knowledge. This should be in coherence with what students want. Whatever the demand is, accordingly we have to supply to the students. So we have to develop the clear pedagogy to guide the student for digital learning. Then there should be coherence with FLN content, fundamental literacy and numeracy. Then teachers should also be equipped with those digital devices so that they can explain better to students. And then last one is this technology should help to teachers to reduce their effort to explain and increase the effort of students to learn better. The second is issues and challenges. Here also we were facing the 4G. We still have 5G network, but still we are facing 4G network in this hall. So just think about the remote areas. How, when we are talking about digital learning, how will they access? How they will access the content? So there should be proper internet speed with a good bandwidth, and electronic gadgets, maybe mobile phone, tablet, laptop, anything, and the easy access to these resources, and safe and secure cyberspace. Next, then the third is growth and utility of. Here also it is self-explanatory that there would be learning ability and disability among different kind of students. So accordingly we have to provide the content that would be that can be utilized by the students. Then there should be intranet and internet system. We have to utilize this efficiently to provide what actually the students want, so that our growth rate should increase. It should not get decreased, or it should not remain stagnant. The fourth last objective is parameter of digital divide for e-learning. It should be the cost of connecting. When we talk about digital divide, it should be cost efficient also. It should be accessible also, or we can say affordable also. So there should be bottom to top approach. Like we are coming from the bottom and then we are going to top levels to address the issues of students of higher classes. So there should be cultural and social norms also, so that students should not, get afraid of accessing those digital devices. Next, I'm just summing up within 1 minute. These are the elements of safe digital education. Whenever we are talking about digital world, there are serious crime. Even the National Crime Record Bureau, they are also not, address the issues within stipulated time. So we as a citizen, we have to be aware that what steps, what links we should click and what links we should not click. So there should be digital identity. There should be screen time management specifically for students also. And there should not be, any kind of cyber bullying or cyber security. We have to take care of these things. These are self-explanatory. Next. Now these are the steps taken and policy implication. Whatever we are talking about, there should be here also, like we pay government pay subsidy to on the gas cylinder also. Accordingly, what I think, there should be subsidy for internet connection also, so that we can get connected with the globe. All around the globe, we can access any kind of digital library, national library, all around the content which are provided by other foreign universities. So there should be national knowledge network which is provided by government. It is established. Then Diksha portal, the other portals which I was talking about. Then the next is policy implications. So there should be, there should be connection with private partners also. If they have good infrastructure, then we can learn from them also. In spite of wasting time for the years, if they have experience, if they have manpower, if they have human resources, we can learn accordingly. Our main motto is to achieve the goal, not going for the government or private sector. So our main motto is to increase the literacy rate, decrease the school dropout ratio, increase the enrollment ratio, decrease the gender bias. So that should be addressed purposively. Then the next is identification of eligible subsidies in subsidies internet, which I was talking about, and the implementation of artificial intelligence and machine learning, which we are going through this phase. So that should also be incorporated. Then the last is on way forward or findings. I want to say that there should be proper electrical and electrical divide and digital divide. That gap should be fulfilled, and ensuring the effective implementation of digital and blended learning. Like if there is no infrastructure for digital learning, then the students can learn from physical mode also. Then the next is providing children's well-being, safety and security, and investing in implementation research, what better we can provide them. And the last is consistently monitoring our progress also, students requirement also, and overall what goal we have set and what we have achieved. This is all from my side. Thank you so much. Yeah, questions please.
Yes. Thank you, Vishal. I almost felt that I was.
Sir, as you talked about digital divide.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you talked about digital divide.
Yes.
So what are your views on digital divide in terms of digital literacy between rural India and the urban India?
Yeah.
Because rural India में अभी भी कहीं ना कहीं हमारे पास infrastructural abilities नहीं है.
Yes, ma'am.
So what are your views on that? I would like to know that.
I think we can't, like in metropolitan cities, we have that kind of urban infrastructure that we can provide the digital means, means to access the digital education. But in rural India, we don't have even electricity 24/7. So we have to address first that primary issues, whatever issues at the ground level. First, we have to address those issues. And if we can't educate 100 people at a time, then we can educate at least 4 or 5 people. We can train those 4 or 5 teachers, and accordingly wherever they will go, they will spread the, whatever the learning, whatever attributes, whatever skills they have, they will address, or they will teach among their peers or students. So this is very long process. We have a very so much of population. When we don't have that kind of digital infrastructure, when we are conducting a national level exam like for NTU, we don't have that kind of digital infrastructure to conduct the exam in one go. So how can we supposed to provide the digital literacy in one go? So it will take time. We are in the process. I think it will take time. Yes.
I think the solution was there in your one of the slides where you talked about public-private partnerships.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
something could be done with the private stakeholders, could go to the rural area.
Yeah, that also. The PPP model will also, it is even not only here. I had MPhil, my topic was social infrastructure in metropolitan cities. There also I have read few papers, and even I have quoted this also, that PPP model is very much definitely it will work. Because government cannot be available, just like a mother cannot be available for her child all around 24/7. Like that, only government is also not available all around. So we have to be aware, and accordingly we can take help from other people also.
Vishal,
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
I think there are more questions from the audience.
Not yet, ma'am.
Okay, my observation. Vishal, a very, very nice paper. I almost thought I was already in the science, one of these avatar kind of movies, when you're talking about attendance taken by artificial intelligence and all, and whereas we still struggle with students giving their proxies and catching hold of them. So I was just thinking, if that happened also, right, in Amity, in CS, I know in JNU and in you don't have an attendance system.
Yes,
Or do
ma'am.
you still have? You started having attendance now?
No, ma'am.
since
No,
CSRD?
not for teachers, not for scholars also, not for
No, no,
students
no.
also.
In students, I know that I was also a student in JNU, so I
Yes,
don't think
ma'am.
we had a system. But then I know I take attendance of my students, and I do hear students giving their proxies. So I was just thinking of the AI detecting a proxy givers.
Yes, ma'am.
what what will the robots do? But anyway, it's very nice. I find your paper a wishful thinking, because I think yes, sooner if not later. You have mentioned Diksha. You have we have various important Diksha.
Yes,
You've
ma'am.
mentioned all of them,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
also included in that is your Bharat Vani. We have government initiatives, but I think one thing which we all have all learned in during this COVID is that digital learning is something which is not cannot be replaced classroom
With
teaching.
physical,
So
yeah.
therefore,
Sure.
all I know is that with your Generation X and Z and Generation Alpha, all I see now is in the name of digital learning. I see from my from my any delivery boy who comes to deliver items to my house, I need to really tap on his shoulders, literally, because his ears has his mobile phone, and then they are always in their own. And that's the same thing when you drive. Also, you need to honk really hard, because unfortunately the pedestrians are very having their headphone, and sometimes my students also does that. So you really need to demand human to human interactions. I know digital is really improving, but it's like going back to those early men age where we have just discovered fire. Fire was important. Fire is very important to cook your food, to protect us from warm, for survival. Digital is equally very important, but in terms of the negativity and the adversities, cyberbullying is a reality.
Yes, ma'am.
Unfortunately,
Yes,
it's a
ma'am.
reality, not just with male students bullying their female students, but also a reality with female students with the other female students. So I think I really, I don't know, call me traditional, conservative, or whatever you want to. I think we need to be very cautious when we're introducing the digital world, because we are at a country which we are having a lot of
Correct,
digital
correct.
divide. Because I had students not only from the northeast but other parts of the country who could not access my online classes during the COVID,
Yes, ma'am.
because they did not have laptop, they did not have a desktop, and sometimes when I tell them, please recharge your mobile data so that I'm going to take having a class discussion as a part of evaluation, the network does fail because it was raining very heavily, there was a flood. So I think in a country like India, and also now that with the 5G coming in, a lot of people have been saying a lot of things, but I think we need to really tread it with a caution, because I think Indian culture. I mean, if we let's go back to those where the Guru Shishya
Gurukul. Yes, ma'am.
parampara that we have in our ancient Indian culture. I mean, they did not have any classroom, they did not have any table or chair, they were all learning under the trees.
Yes, ma'am.
I think their knowledge which they learn may not have got them the degrees of IITs of JNU, but then they got them wisdom which has enlightened their generations. So therefore, I think we really need to. What is important? I think digital is a tool to enlighten ourselves, but at the same time, we should let it be a tool, not to be a
Yes,
master
ma'am.
where we are being enslaved.
Should
So
not
this
be
is
fully
where I want to
dependent on it.
give you a word of caution from a teacher who has already used digital learning as a apparatus to teach. For me, to be very honest, if given a choice, I would have loved to be with you physically in the MIT.
Thank
But
you.
then, if this is a choice which I have, yes, this is better than nothing. But definitely, the warmth of facing the students in a classroom, meeting you all in face to face, I can see your faces when I teach, when I speak. That's more valuable in terms of human cues and
Yes, ma'am.
expressions than seeing a blank screen sometimes, because most of the students switch off their
Camera.
videos.
Yes.
I think somewhere, I don't know, I mean, this way. Yeah, but this is the next best to the reality that we can have. We can really try to have more digital educations, provided we have the infrastructures to work on it, and we really need to work on that. But nevertheless, if given a chance, I will definitely want a classroom interactions or face-to-face physical interaction than a digital interaction. That's my take. Maybe you might find a little bit, because I'm not part of your Generation Z or Alpha generations, to really
Ma'am,
appreciate digital
absolutely fine.
learning. Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, thank you so much.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.